Nightbeat starts right now.
For the second fiesta in a row, Market Square became a crime scene. Police say it's at least the second incident there this week. This time, though, 2 people are dead and 4 others were shot. It's why Fiesta de los Reyes is closing in the next hour earlier than they planned to. The Night Team's Daniela Ibarra spoke with a city leader about possible changes for next year.
Instead of confetti, a fiesta celebration ends with gunfire. This is one of 2 videos we got from witnesses. This one shows officers running through Market Square towards the shots. The crowd panics.
Shots fired. There were shots fired.
Across the street, the second witness, David Alvarez, watched the crowds rush out. He was there for the second to last night of Fiesta de los Reyes.
I come for the cold beer and the gorditas and live music.
Police say a fight between an 18-year-old man and a 20-year-old man ruined that.
We had 2 individuals open fire on each other right in the middle of Margarita Alley.
2 officers fired their own weapons. McManus says the men who started the shootout died. 4 women were hurt, but police say their injuries aren't life-threatening. We asked police if those women were hurt by the suspects or the officers' gunfire, but they haven't responded.
I was just feeling, lucky to know that we're all okay.
Signs outside of Market Square show firearms aren't allowed in. But there's no security checkpoint making sure people are following rules.
Do you think security procedures need to change during Fiesta at Market Square?
I definitely think we'll take a look at them right after and do an analysis. I think we need to do that for all of our events. We need to do better about supporting the challenges that come with gun violence for all of our community members and make sure that we're doing a good job educating and helping support those that to prevent violence from happening in the first place.
While District 1 Councilwoman Sue Kaur and the city figure out how to make Fiesta safer, Alvarez says the shooting won't stop him from coming next year.
I may come a little bit earlier. I'm here today. I'll make arrangements to make sure I'm not here past 9 o'clock. Let's put it that way.
Daniela Ibarra, KSAT 12 News.
And we reached out to the organizers of Fiesta de los Reyes. We asked them if they are planning to add more security or bag checks to next year's event, and we're waiting to hear back. A San Antonio mom charged in her 5-year-old daughter's death will be sentenced tomorrow afternoon. Katrina Mendoza took a plea deal in the death of 5-year-old Mercedes Lozoya last year. Part of that plea agreement meant Mendoza had to testify against her ex-boyfriend, Jose Ruiz, for the same exact charge last month. The maximum sentence Mendoza could get is 45 years in prison, rather. Sentencing is scheduled to start at 1:30 tomorrow afternoon. You can watch it all live on KSAT streaming platforms. In a Know My Neighborhood follow-up, the city is pushing a new online portal to be proactive about San Antonio's housing program. The city says homelessness and affordable housing go hand in hand. And as the Night Team's Avery Everett shows us, leaders are hoping this new website will help streamline its services.
How would you define the state of homelessness right now?
The need is still definitely there.
Old signs of this hotel are still here, but Sam Ministries says new horizons are in store for the people passing through.
Here we have 185 rooms for residents.
This is a look inside Sam Ministries' low barrier shelter off Cesar y Chavez. Over the last couple of months since it opened, rooms here have been filling up.
So we try to be as proactive as we can, but we're working with people in real life situations.
And Kevin is one of those people.
But I have a bad thing with my life. But right now, I want to progress and stay good. I have a daughter too.
He says Sam Ministries has given him stability while experiencing homelessness. His goal is to find permanent housing, but he says it's hard to find affordable options in San Antonio.
Just work and save money.
The most recent data from 2023 revealed more than 3,000 people are facing homelessness within San Antonio, and that number is only expected to grow in 2024. That's one of the reasons why the city created this online housing services portal to help be proactive with the current affordable housing crisis.
We have to meet people where they are.
The city's Neighborhood Housing Services Department and the San Antonio Community Resource Directory created the website, calling it a one-stop shop for housing services.
It's all about accessibility. It's all about listening to the community, understanding what the needs are.
It's part of the city's 10-year strategic housing implementation plan.
Homelessness, housing definitely go hand in hand.
This portal can connect users to more than 1,000 resources, from utility and rental assistance to eviction intervention.
We want to make sure that we are coordinated effort between our housing resources and our homeless response system.
Thousands of people are still without permanent shelter in San Antonio, but the city hopes by pushing this preventative tool, more families might reach more resources soon. Avery Everett, KSAT 12 News.
And in case you missed last week's episode of Know My Neighborhood, or if you want to get caught up on all of our previous episodes, we have you covered. You can also invite us into your neighborhood for an episode. Just scan this QR code on your screen to find our entire Know My Neighborhood library.
Prices are going up and we're not getting paid enough.
The only thing we had was a tank of gas to get to San Antonio.
No matter where you live, housing prices are affecting your community. So what are cities doing about it? That new city website we just told you about, just one of the many solutions we're seeing to San Antonio's problem. But we wanted to dive deeper. Our Solutionaries team zoomed out and looked at a wide array of solutions to San Antonio's problem to find out what's being done about it. From tiny intensive programs to new partnerships and homelessness response, we talk with program directors and, more importantly, the families themselves. That full story coming up in the next half hour.
All right, switching gears and heading outside with live cam tonight. Temperatures in the 70s right now. The humidity is still in place following what was an active morning across San Antonio and much of south central Texas. We had a couple of different rounds of rain and thunderstorms move through. As we look ahead to the upcoming week, we do still have isolated chances for a couple of storms here and there, slightly better as we head into next weekend. Let's take a look at your Monday, though. For the most part, pretty dry. For the exception, though, being tomorrow morning. Patchy fog and mist is expected to develop overnight, and that will linger into the Monday morning drive time frame. So something to think about. Give yourself a little bit of extra time stepping out the door. We are expecting more sunshine to take over, though, into the afternoon. And check out how temperatures respond, pushing 90 degrees for your daytime high temperatures closer to the Alamo City. After that, yes, the humidity is still going to continue, so morning rounds of fog and drizzle expected. Still warm afternoons with those daily isolated storm chances, but we are anticipating a late week cool front to move in ahead of next weekend. Slightly better rain chances possible there. We're going to time it out for you. Also get you a look at those rainfall totals from earlier today coming up a little bit later on. Courtney.
Thank you, Mia. Well, let's take a look now at your Nightbeat News Flash. HEB is issuing a voluntary recall for some select Creamy Creations ice cream cup flavors. The grocer says some of its 12-count packs of the 3-ounce cups could contain metal. The affected products were distributed to all HEB locations in Texas. That does include Central Market, Jovi's, Smart Shop, and Mi Tienda stores. The flavors on your screen, chocolate, lime and orange sherbet combo, and the vanilla chocolate combo, are the ones being recalled. If you bought these products, just take them back to the store where you bought them for a full refund. The number of measles cases in the world doubled from 2022 to 2023. According to the World Health Organization, there were more than 171,000 cases globally in 2022, but that number went up to 320,000 in 2023. Almost half the cases have been in Europe, with the most reports in Azerbaijan, Kyrgyzstan, and Yemen. As of last Friday, the U.S. had 128 cases this year. U.S. intelligence officials say Russian President Vladimir Putin likely did not order the February death of imprisoned opposition leader Alexei Navalny. U.S. intelligence could not find any evidence that Putin was aware of the timing of Navalny's death or directly ordered it. But an anonymous U.S. official does believe Putin was ultimately responsible for Navalny's death after he endured brutal conditions in a Russian penal colony. Putin was reelected about a month after Navalny's death. And that's a look at your Nightbeat News Flash. President Biden and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu discussed Israel's ongoing war with Hamas today. That happening as Secretary of State Antony Blinken prepares for another trip to the Middle East in an attempt to restart negotiations between those two sides. Meanwhile, in Gaza, a new video showing 2 hostages still in Hamas custody has been released. ABC's Tom Sufi Burridge is in Jerusalem with more.
Israel continues its military operation in Gaza, even as international pressure grows for both sides to reach a deal for a ceasefire. Secretary of State Antony Blinken traveling to Saudi Arabia this week as negotiations between Hamas and Israel move into a critical phase. The Biden administration says Blinken will be pushing for a 6-week ceasefire.
And what we're hoping is that after 6 weeks of a temporary ceasefire, we can maybe get something more enduring in place.
Protesters in Israel have been demanding the hostages be brought home. The calls growing louder following Hamas videos showing 2 hostages seen for the first time in captivity. 47-year-old Israeli citizen Omri Miran and Israeli-American Keith Siegel.
ואני רוצה למסור למשפחה שלי שאני מאוד אוהב אתכם.
64-year-old Siegel seen with his head shaven and speaking under duress.
יש לי זיכרונות מאוד מאוד יפים מפסח בשנה שעברה, שחגגנו כולנו ביחד. ואני מאוד מקווה.
Siegel's wife Aviva was held with him in Gaza for 51 days. She was released in November during a previous ceasefire and hostage deal. After seeing the new Hamas video, she and her daughters released this message. Keith, I love you. We will fight until you return. Meanwhile, the Israeli military has released a video of onshore preparations along the Gaza coast as the US military works to install an offshore temporary pier to bring in large shipments of humanitarian aid to Gaza. Tom Sufi-Burridge, ABC News, Jerusalem.
Towns all over America's heartland are starting to pick up the pieces after a weekend of devastating weather. A full recap of the damage and the path forward for places hit the hardest.
The amount of damage that was done. So we've got early reports. They think this is an F4, just kind of blowing right through downtown here. And I just haven't seen this much destruction from my time as governor.
That was Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt this morning after surveying the damage left behind by a massive wave of deadly overnight tornadoes. At least 4 people in Oklahoma were killed by those twisters, including a 4-month-old baby. Dozens more were hurt, and in some towns, businesses and homes are leveled. It was the 4th day in a row that dangerous weather left paths of destruction through much of America's heartland. ABC's Melissa Adon reports in Minden, Iowa, one person has died from injuries that he suffered when a tornado tore through his small town.
That's a big tornado.
More than 130 tornadoes reported across several states as a multi-day severe weather event continues to plague parts of the South and Midwest. In Minden, Iowa, officials say 40 to 50 homes were destroyed, about half the town, when a tornado tore through on Friday. Nebraska also hit hard. In Omaha, trees ripped from the ground, homes reduced to piles of rubble. The National Weather Service surveying the damage after more than 24 reported twisters in the state. EF3 and EF2 strength damage has been confirmed in Douglas County.
Powerful tornado right here.
The small town of Sulphur, Oklahoma is one of the hardest hit. The National Weather Service saying at least EF3 strength damage here. Video from above shows the scope of the devastation. Roofs ripped off, homes demolished, power knocked out to tens of thousands across the state. The governor declaring a state of emergency.
I just haven't seen this much destruction from my time as governor. It seems like every business in downtown has been destroyed now.
Among those businesses, this boutique Julie Cox says she's run for 13 years.
I just kept seeing pictures on the news and Facebook, and you don't know how much real damage is done to your see it with your own eyes.
And that dangerous weather is not yet done.
The biggest threats remain to be tornadoes and the chance for flooding. Check out the area in yellow, mainly south and east of Waco, Texas. A tornado watch is in effect tonight. And with these storms dumping hefty rain totals, a flood watch stretches from the Gulf Coast to Missouri for the next 24 hours.
So many families now having to deal with what's next as their homes were destroyed. Many of them, their livelihoods depend on these local businesses that were totally taken as they await yet another threat of severe weather tonight. Melissa Adon, ABC News, Sulphur, Oklahoma.
And we're definitely thinking about all those people tonight. But we know that that storm system, Mia, was the same storm system, correct? That blew in that weather that we had early this morning?
Yeah, absolutely. Pretty crazy to think about how much of the Central Plains in the central United States that saw active weather from that parent storm system. The severe weather threat was not nearly as high here in our neck of the woods as what was seen for folks well off to our north, including Oklahoma and even parts of Kansas last night. But We did have to deal with a few severe thunderstorm warnings earlier today, mainly for quarter-sized hail, which we will show some photos of coming up in the next half hour, and some wind gusts upwards of about 60 miles per hour. But we have really quieted things down. We never like to deal with the severe weather, but something we will definitely and always take: the much needed rain. Take a look at rainfall totals that were reported across parts of south central Texas. Over an inch of welcomed rain officially here in the Alamo City over at SA International. Near an inch for places like Kerrville as well as Rock Springs. 1.63 in Brackettville. 3/4 of an inch in Uvalde. And as we zoom this in closer to the San Antonio metro, take a look at some of these totals. 1.24 in Bulverde, 1.47 in Pipe Creek, just under half of an inch at Kelly, 0.36 on the south side at Stinson. Here's the thing though, this rain actually fell over an area that desperately needs it. When we take a look at the latest drought monitor update that was released last Thursday, we still do have this pocket of extreme drought just to the northwest of San Antonio, across portions of the hill country near Bernie, Sisterdale, Kerrville, Bandera, even stretching down into northern Medina County. And the hill country did tap into that needed rain. So we'll see if we can find any improvements when the next drought monitor update is released this coming Thursday. It's not going to completely bust the drought, but we'll take anything that we can get as we really try to chip away at the drought that we've seen over the past several years. Now, storm chances for almost all of us have significantly come down tonight. A lot of this green that you're seeing is just radar noise. It's not actually rain out there on authority radar, but we do have this lone little downpour moving through far southeastern Guadalupe County, just to the south of Seguin and east of Highway 123. And that's working its way farther up closer to the Belmont area, St. James and western Gonzales County. So we'll keep eyes on that. But again, for everybody else, we are quiet and we will stay that way through the overnight. It is a much different story right now, though, off to our east near Bryan College Station, Huntsville, Trinity and Houston near the Brazos Valley and far east Texas. Flash flood warnings and severe thunderstorm warnings continue as that activity continues to work its way closer to the Louisiana border. The catalyst behind all of this, what we saw here this morning and that activity that continues to move through East Texas, was a dry line. Kerrville saw a brief break in some of that humidity earlier this afternoon, but that dry line is now retreating farther west and we've got the humidity in place. So when you combine that moisture with the saturated grounds from this morning's rain, we are expecting areas of fog to develop by the morning drive tomorrow. Notice some of which could be dense in spots. So just know with reduced visibility, that could slow some of us down on the roadways for the Monday morning drive. That is expected, though, to dissipate and lift on out of here by mid to late morning. More sunshine is going to take over into the afternoon. We're going to start off in the upper 60s, near 70. So a humid start tomorrow as we take a look at your KSAT 12-hour forecast. Partly cloudy skies by noon, though, 81 degrees. Check this out. As we were talking about a little bit earlier, with the cloud cover breaking up, we are pushing 90 tomorrow. So it is going to be an unseasonably warm start to the upcoming work week. High temperatures not quite that high by Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, thanks to the added cloud cover, but morning drizzle is expected with the humidity. Daily isolated storm chances after tomorrow. A late week cool front is expected to move in, bringing slightly better rain chances with it. We're going to detail that setup in further detail coming up in the next half hour, Courtney.
Did you see me pout when you said 90?
Yes, I'm very sorry. Hey, but at least we got rain today.
That's true. That's true. All right, silver lining. I'll stop pouting over here. Okay, a preview of Instant Replay is coming up next. Well, the 2024 NFL Draft in Detroit was a massive success, setting a new draft attendance record. And the Dallas Cowboys feel they drafted the right guy to become Tyron Smith's long-term replacement at left tackle. For a preview of what's on Instant Replay, here's Larry Ramirez.
And in a smart move, the Cowboys traded down, saving themselves about $1 million in salary. Tyler Guyton was born and raised just outside of Austin, and now he's a member of the Dallas Cowboys. Coming up tonight on Instant Replay.
Being here is life-changing. It's a dream come true, honestly. I wanted to put the star on my helmet since I was playing football. It was always a lifelong dream for me, and now it's finally here.
Tyler Guyton is living out his childhood dream, joining the Dallas Cowboys. Team owner Jerry Jones treated him like royalty Friday at the Star in Frisco, prompting Guyton to call Jerry a baller. The young man is ready to anchor the left side of the offensive line, along with Tyler Smith.
It was just surreal. You dream about having that call your whole life. And my phone disconnected. I had bad service, so I hung up right in the middle of the season.
Houston Texans draft pick Kamari Lassiter got the phone call of a lifetime, but he had a bad connection, and his call got disconnected. Talk about a wave of emotions for that young man, but he finally connected with the AFC South squad, and all is good.
These throws get a little faster.
Dormady pats the ball right down the middle, end zone, touchdown.
As winners of 2 in a row, Wade Phillips and his San Antonio Brahmers are on a roll. They're one of the top teams in the United Football League, and Bernie product Quentin Dormady is leading the charge. We've got their latest win coming up. Plus, Texans wide receiver Tank Dell was shot this morning. We got the latest. The Missions have one of the top prospects for the Padres, and Tigres and Rayalos are headed to Alamo Dome. And who did a better job with their draft picks, the Cowboys or Texans? That is our poll question tonight, coming up on Instant Replay.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I'm glad you approved.
Some good polls
Courtney approved.
I'm not saying they're ever bad, but the last couple have been really good.
Yes.
All right, we'll see. Thanks, Larry. All right, coming up on the other side of the break, the cost of housing is an issue across the U.S. and right here in San Antonio. How families here in San Antonio are taking advantage of some housing programs in the city. So many of you are worried about housing, and that's why we're talking about it. It's part of our Solutionary series where we look at how our community handles big challenges. So I looked into it and found the citywide changes that are making it easier to find pathways to housing. And I went straight to the families who are actually using those programs right here in San Antonio.
I was very broken. I had no hope, no goals, desires, aspirations, inspiration. I was just surviving.
After 9 years swept up in an unsafe relationship and drug use, Jennifer Torres escaped to a rehab where her 6-year-old daughter could stay with her.
Come on, baby doll.
Torres found long-term sobriety but had nowhere to go when rehab was over until she found Visitation House Ministries.
So, this is our home. I went through an extensive interview process with them. I mean, I got interviewed like 3 times to make sure this is what you want. And it was what I wanted.
The extremely small ministry has been around for 40 years, helping moms and their kids escape homelessness in a very specific way.
She has a hobby, something that she's excited about. That
the 2-year program is intensive, longer than other programs, allowing families to stay until they find success.
They put me into GD classes. Yes, worked very hard, got my GD within 3 months. They pushed me to, okay, this is what you're gonna do. Now we're gonna get into college. So I have been in college for 1.5 years. I am getting my associate's degree in nursing.
When they said, all right, now you're gonna go to college,
I freaked out. Me go to college, it was always part of my childhood dream.
And now it will be her daughter's reality too.
Good job. So her seeing me on the computer working hard, she sees me studying, she sees the frustration and the sacrifices I have to make. And she's like, Mom, I want to do that.
While Torres studies, she also works part-time, following a structure to build strong financial stability.
They're all up in our business. They're looking at our finances, our bank statement. What did you spend this on? I think I have like 5 different savings that I throw money in for everything.
She's been in the program for 3 years now. That longer stay, a direct result of inflation and housing prices.
We do save more because we know it's going to cost more money when I move from here to be able to survive or pay rent. Prices are going up and we're not getting paid enough.
The program only has 5 apartments for moms over 21 with up to 5 kids each.
We do have an after-school enrichment program that is on site, and so the women will go pick up their children from school and then they'll bring them back here on our facility.
Visitation House Ministries Executive Director Andrea Hofstetter says taking childcare burdens out of the picture allows the moms to focus on growth.
I have gained a sense of responsibility, independence, confidence, actually love myself.
And soon she'll be a nurse with a home, a savings account, and a bright future. It's the same hope and stability Robert and Logana Lynn feel after their success at a very different housing program through Haven for Hope. They were living with family members who fell through on paying rent.
The only thing we had was a tank of gas to get to San Antonio.
Even if you had a little bit of money, would that have covered groceries at the cost they are?
Oh, no, absolutely
not.
The price of motels are ridiculous now, and the cost of groceries and gas. Everything we would make in one day would be spent the same day.
They got to Haven with their teenage son and a mission to do whatever it takes to get their own home. It's a situation Haven for Hope has been inundated with. In the 2023 fiscal year, Haven had almost 9,500 unduplicated individual clients, the highest number served since Haven opened in 2010. The response? Serious meetings with the public housing agency Opportunity Homes to beef up their partnership programs, speeding up placements. Opportunity Homes voucher program for the general public has a wait list that's closed.
And when they do open it, it's usually for a couple of weeks, and it's a lottery system. Meaning even if you do sign up, you may not get put on that wait list.
But Haven for Hope's housing director, Ashley King, says if people are at Haven, they get pushed through to quick housing.
Opportunity Home is doing eligibility appointments here at Haven for Hope now, every other month.
To qualify for the long-term housing programs, you need two things, a job and all identification documents, which can be hard to get. Let's break down Haven's housing options. There's a shallow subsidy for those who don't meet those qualifications, meaning they get coverage of a month of rent or move-in costs. Then there's the long-term programs. First is the Small Family Preference Program, SFP. Once they qualify for the voucher, Opportunity Homes places them in the next available housing unit. It's a quicker, typically 2-week turnaround, getting placed immediately. And then there's the Homeless Services Program, HSV. Once they qualify for that voucher, they can choose their own housing, but it takes more time to find properties that take that voucher. The Lynns were set on qualifying for those long-term vouchers. They stayed positive, met with their caseworker, got their identification documents, and got jobs. They showed up to budgeting and parenting classes, and now they have their voucher and are choosing their housing. Have you talked to the landlords yet?
As a matter of fact, when she goes to work, when this interview is done, I'm going right across the street here.
We need more landlords that not only have affordable units, but are accessible to our clients and accessible to voucher holders. Landlords don't have to take that voucher.
So Haven is holding events where landlords can learn more about the vouchers and incentives. These efforts go hand in hand with the City of San Antonio's long list of housing initiatives, wrapped up in a 10-year program called Strategic Housing Implementation Plan, or SHIP, which has changed the city charter to allow bonds for affordable housing.
We have already implemented projects and awarded $81 million from that $150 million bond. We have created through the Housing Affordability Bond 300 of the 1,000 projected needed units for permanent supportive housing.
San Antonio Mayor Ron Nuremberg focused on homelessness, which he says is a symptom of a problem, not a cause.
Preventing someone from becoming homeless in the first place is a lot easier and a lot more cost-effective for our tax dollars than it is trying to deal with homelessness when it's already occurred.
What caught our attention was the city's prevention programs, trying to help struggling families stay in their homes.
Helping them with preparing older homes so they don't slip into disrepair and ultimately force somebody out on the street.
They've preserved over 900 households, but what's affected even more people is the rental assistance program.
Scaled up through the pandemic, we were able to prevent almost 65,000 families from being out on the street. So we had one of the most successful emergency rental assistance programs in the country.
But even with that success, the overall housing strategy needs continued support to steer people through this economic challenge.
Got it?
The collective goal, to create more success stories like this.
Yeah, this is our morning routine here.
Okay.
For Solutionaries.
Gotta do the whole thing.
I'm Courtney Friedman.
Now, to see more Solutionary stories from KSAT and our sister stations across the country, just scan this QR code to head to our YouTube page. You can also find all of our Solutionary stories on KSAT.com.
All right, let's head back outside with live cam tonight. 73 degrees here in the Alamo City. Pretty quiet after The stormy start to the day, but with the sunshine returning into this afternoon, temperatures were able to rebound into the low 80s here in town. So it did end up being a rather seasonable but still humid into this Sunday. Here's a look at the almanac data for today. 65 degrees, the official morning low. 83, the high temperature, just 1 degree above the average of 82. Records 99 and 47, set back in 2014 and 2008. As we take a look at highs from one side of the area to the other, notice this temperature spread. 84 in Gonzales, but out west in Del Rio, 95. Our western counties closer to the Rio Grande saw the sunshine return a little bit earlier in the day, and you can see they responded by climbing into the 90s. We are close to 90 in town tomorrow, back in the mid 80s, and then yes, the potential cool front arrives ahead of next weekend. We're going to detail that coming up.
Thank you, Mia. Well, the saying everyone deserves a second chance is ringing true for this San Antonio man. His story of redemption, next on the Nightbeat. You know how they say everyone deserves a second chance? Well, tonight you'll see why that's so important. Back in 2019, we told you about a man named Jaime Lopez Jr. Police arrested him for aggravated robbery. Well, tonight he's in the news again, but this time for something good. Jaime showed the night team's John Paul Barajas how his second chance helped him turn his life around and join a NASA program.
Doing different cooking jobs throughout my career.
And so this has been your go-to spot ever since?
Yeah, for sure. This is actually my main means of employment at the moment.
Jaime Lopez Jr.'s story is so much more than him getting back on his feet and landing a job as a cook at Nola's Brunch and Beignets. That's just the beginning of his second chance.
Once I was introduced into methamphetamine, it was all downhill from there.
Lopez began struggling with substance abuse in 2016 when he was 22 years old.
I had an episode of drug-induced psychosis, and from there, the sky was the limit. I was delusional.
And then in January of 2019, police arrested Lopez for aggravated robbery.
The gang unit task force pulled up on me. I think it was the gang unit specifically because they handled dangerous individuals. And at that time, I was classified as a dangerous individual.
He was in jail for 18 months. He tells us his time behind bars and rehab made him want to change, but missing the birth of his first child made him realize he had to. You went from being on SAPDs, be on the lookout for this guy, to look out, I want to do something with my life.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I definitely did. But it wasn't through I had a lot of help.
Now, not only is he working, he's also taking classes at St. Philip's College and getting a wide-ranging background in STEM.
I currently hold a 3.6, so I'm on target to basically graduate with honors.
His work landed him a spot in the NASA Community College Aerospace Scholars Program, the one that's tasked him with organizing a trip to Mars for astronauts.
Day one, immediately, I'm talking to NASA personnel. I'm doing events, I'm doing meetings, and they're very encouraging on everything that they say. They make you feel inspired.
Lopez hopes to graduate from St. Philip's in 2025 and continue his education at UT Austin. His goal is to intern at NASA. Why was it so important for you to reach out to us, knowing we had done stories about your troubled past?
So a lot of people have troubled pasts, and I feel that they become their own worst enemies in that sense because they will self-doubt themselves before trying to achieve something great.
John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
Welcome back, everyone. All right, as promised, going to get you some KSAT Connect photos from some of the hailstones that we saw fall earlier today. A few severe thunderstorm warnings were issued, especially south and east of San Antonio, Wilson County, and Atascosa County. Take a look at this photo that was sent in from the Floresville area. We had penny to quarter size hail out there. This was actually near Pleasanton. A lot of the hail there covering the ground. Also in the caption from Hector, there was a lot of thunder and lightning associated with some of those stronger storms. So as we were mentioning earlier, we never like the severe weather, but we'll definitely take the rain. Check out this backyard rain gauge from Timberwood Park. About an inch. Wonderful, but hoping for more. Here was another photo of some of that hail from the Floresville area. Another rain gauge picture, New Braunfels, or really more so the Garden Ridge area by about 7 a.m. A nice inch of rain there. How about Alamo Ranch on the west side of Bexar County? Almost 2 inches of rain there in the rain gauge. So yes, we absolutely love to see it. Looking ahead now to the upcoming week, the humidity is still going to be a theme. So we are are expecting daily rounds of drizzle as well as a little bit of fog out there. Still warm into the afternoons. Tomorrow afternoon looks to be the warmest of the upcoming week, pushing 90 degrees before we start to see a little bit more cloud cover return. That's going to hold temperatures down to the mid 80s for the most part after that. And that's also when we will be monitoring for some daily isolated storm chances. But it's later this week, right now, Friday morning, when we're expecting a cool front to push in. Not only could that drop temperatures down into the mid 70s, right now is what it's looking like for next Saturday, but it also could help kickstart a few slightly better rain chances by Friday and into Saturday. So let's talk about that setup. Right now, there's that same area of low pressure that's been sparking all of those severe thunderstorms and that tornadic activity across the Central Plains over the past several days. As we advance this on in time, you'll notice that's going to continue working eastward, nearing the Great Lakes region by tomorrow and into Tuesday. By the middle of the week, we're sandwiched in between a high pressure system off to our south near Mexico and this area of low pressure that's approaching the Four Corners region. It's this low pressure system that eventually is going to work its way into the upper Midwest later on this week. And on Friday, it does look to allow for a weak cool front to slip through south central Texas. Right now, we've got it at about a 40% potential for some scattered rain Friday and into Saturday, isolated every other day, really starting on Tuesday. So we'll see if we can find a little bit more rain out there to add to these ongoing totals from what we saw earlier today as well. Until then, 73 degrees right now, a dew point of 68. Elevated humidity continues into the upcoming week. Maybe a little bit of fog already trying to form along the I-35 corridor. Expect patchy fog and mist tomorrow morning, starting off in the upper 60s, high temperatures in the upper 80s and even near 90 degrees. So we'll, of course, continue to keep you posted on that in the days ahead.
I told you my husband got a rain gauge and now he feels really cool about it. So we got a half an inch of rain and I know that for a fact. Thank you, Mia. All right, 2 new movies are shaking up the box office. How the top 5 films in theaters finish next on the Nightbeat.
What's so funny?
The ballerina vampire movie Abigail fell to number 5, sinking its teeth into $5.3 million. Civil War added $7 million, dropping to 4th place. Godzilla Kong: The New Empire stayed in 3rd with $7.2 million.
How y'all doing? Y'all must be new.
Unsung Hero, about the family of singing duo For King and Country, opened in 2nd place with $7.8 million.
Are you on Facebook?
What?
He's asking for your number. And so am I.
The tennis romantic drama Challengers, starring Zendaya, took the match, scoring $15 million to debut number 1. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
The Dallas Mavericks were looking to beat the Los Angeles Clippers to take a commanding 3-1 series lead, but that didn't happen. And the San Antonio boxer Mario Barrios will get back in the ring Saturday night in Vegas. For more on what's on Instant Replay, let's head to Larry Ramirez.
And I can't wait. Anytime a boxer from the 210 steps inside the ring, it's always exciting. Mario Barrios is all set to defend his championship, all while being the co-main event with Canelo, coming up tonight on Instant Replay.
And now I understand when people are saying like, oh, I'm fighting for something more, because now I definitely am, after this fight. In a few months, me and Omar are going to be expecting, to have our baby, and both of us are very excited.
Mario Barrios is scheduled to make the first title defense of his WBC interim welterweight belt this Saturday versus Fabian Maidana. El Azteca is also getting ready to welcome his baby girl. Now, when she gets older, does Mario want her to pursue boxing? His answer is coming up.
Being consistent, throwing strikes, not walking guys, being able to manage a game, and just kind of prove that you can make that jump and dominate at AA. You can go up and pitch in the big leagues.
San Antonio Missions pitcher Robbie Snelling is one of the top-rated players in the San Diego Padres organization. He's enjoying his time in the Alamo City while chasing his dream of going to the show. Speaking of, the Rangers and Astros are both in action today. San Antonio FC head coach Alan Marcina is not happy, and a huge soccer rivalry is coming to town. All that and much more tonight on Instant Replay, Courtney.
All right, lots to cover. Thank you, Larry. We will be back right after this.